All right, just got back from checking traps. It was another dry day. Been having a lot of them here lately. I don't know if it's the weather or what. It's been really rainy today, and we've went about probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 days since catching anything. And I was just going to take this time to go over. I've been getting a few questions about what I use and how I use it, and I figured I would take this opportunity to cover some of that. I primarily use 2 different traps for trapping coyotes, bobcats, all that. And one of them is a Duke 550 Pro. You just buy these from any trap supply store. Rural King usually has them if you have a local Rural King. And as far as trap wise, these require no modification, no nothing. You just bring them home, soak them in a bucket full of Dawn dishwashing detergent, let them set for a few days in water, get all the oil off of them, spray them down with some vinegar, rust them, dye them, wax them, and put them in the dirt. I mean, there's nothing really that you have to do to these at all. They're a very good trap. I've not had with the number 2, sometimes whenever you catch one, the jaws will come out of their frame right here. I've never had none of these do that. But just the basics of it. Get you a trap, get your anchoring system. These right here is the Fox Hollows. I don't think these are the finned ones. I've actually drilled a hole in these. I don't know if I make it focus to it. And run a 336 or 3/32 cable in it and made a retriever for it. And of course, by state laws, you gotta have your trap tag. You can have the right-on tags, or you can have the copper stamp tags. Personally, I like the copper stamp tags. I think they hold up better. And you connect them with J hooks. Just bend them real good. You can weld them J hooks together. I don't most of the time. I have before in past, but you can weld them J hooks right there together. Make it more sturdy. You can put a shock in them. I've got several traps with shocks in them. This right here just happens to be one of them that I don't. My second trap of my favorite is a Duke number 2 square jaw or cold. I got it set up the same way. Trap tag, swivel on a Fox Hollow Super Stake. And like I said, I've drilled a hole in these to put a retriever cable through. You can, and I have now the finned Fox Hollow Super Stakes, and they actually have a place on them to put this retriever cable. The only difference between these and the 550s, I forgot to mention about the 550s, is I have not yet had to adjust the pan tension on the 550s. These right here, they have a little nut on them and a 4-way screw. You have to adjust the pan tension on them. You want it to be about 3.5, 5 pounds, and you have to night latch. I don't know if you can see this or not. I don't think I can get it in it. But you have to night latch these pans. The 550s, you do not. They come pre-night latched. But them is my 2 favorite coyote, cat, everything traps. They already come with a swivel on the base and a swivel where I connect my stake to. Now some of the basic tools that you need to set traps. And like I said, it's very basic to actually do it. You need a sifter. You can get these off any of the trap supply stores. I think they're like $8. You can get them up to more pricey range, but I've never had a problem with this one. You need, oh, I got, right here is one of the finned super stakes that I use. They're about, I don't know, it's got about a foot of chain, a little over. They have a loop on them to hook your retriever cable to. The S hook is welded. Very sturdy. I haven't had no problems out of these. You just hook your J hook through this and into the swivel on your trap and put your retriever cable on it, which I use 3/32 cable and cable furls and make it as long as the chain is. Then whenever you drive it down into the ground, you leave your cable out and you pull it out when you're ready to pull the trap. You need your Stak Driver. This is one that I actually made out of a piece of kind of all thread and put a nut on top of it. And it's worked pretty good. With them Fox Hollow Super Stakes, you have to make sure that you keep the inside of the stake clean because it will clog up on you and these things will stick and it will be a pain to get out of the hole. And a hammer. This is one of the trowel, the 3-in-1 hammers. It's a hammer and a digger and a trowel. And this does everything that I need it to do. And also for the dirt hole sets, I have a 3-inch auger on the drill. Drill it down to this auger right here. I've had to sharpen it a few times, but really it does a very good job. It is 3-inch. And for the ones that don't want to buy traps by the dozens and have a bunch of traps or just starting and want to know if you're going to like it, or maybe you just have a few on your property that you're wanting to catch, you can also go and buy 1/8 cable on a spool, or however long you want it. You can buy 1/8 cable and you can attach it to some sort of drag. You can make drags just out of anything to hold the animal in place. You can wrap it around a tree. You can take this and put it through your J hook on the trap and get you some cable furls or some of the Crosby clamps and clamp that down, and they ain't gonna go nowhere with it. But if you're gonna do that, make it kind of long, about 10-15 foot. That way they ain't putting a lot of pressure on it. And it works very good. But now, like I said, that's just for people that ain't wanting to buy into a lot of traps starting out, or like I said, just has a few coyotes on their property that they're wanting to catch and ain't wanting to go in $200, $300, $400 deep. And last but not least, on the equipment side, you've got to have one of these of some sort, a catch pole, because you will catch unwanted animals to release. Maybe you've caught, here in Kentucky you're allowed to catch 5 bobcats. Maybe you've caught your 6th bobcat and you got to turn it loose. You've got to have something to catch it with, or it will eat you up. And that is a very, very important tool to have. And baits for the last part of it. I ain't gonna get into big detail here because they are literally hundreds of different baits that you can buy and lures that you can use. I just use plain sheep wool in the dirt hole sets. nothing fancy. I use Top Dog from Hoosier as a bait. That is just personally my favorite. Not saying that it is the best on, the only one that will catch, but it is my favorite. And this is my favorite lure to use, is the Coyote Lure 500 Hawkbakers. I've had more success out of this than I have any other lure that I have in my box. It's just my go-to, my confidence lure. If I'm having a rough time, I can put this in, and it seems like I've always caught a dog. And also, you need animal urine. And I feel like that fox urine, red fox, works the best versus the coyote urine on it. It makes them more curious, the dogs, I think. And if there's anything else in this that I've missed that you all want to know, comment, email me, whatever, and I'll try to answer it. And we'll catch you next time with hopefully some fur.